A lot of people are either misinformed, uneducated, or downright ignorant. Number 3 of the government shutdown, but some things that a lot of you may not know is exactly how we ended up here. A lot of things that are happening right now actually happened in 2018 is the reason why we're having so many problems with the economy right now. It's misinformed and uneducated. So I'd just like to take a minute as a refresher, as a brief reminder. We just didn't end up here overnight. I wanted to take a trip down memory lane and refresh some people on exactly how we ended up here. Let's get into it.
Tariff is my favorite word in the dictionary.
Let's start in 2018 when President Trump put tariffs on
Washing machines. We're going to benefit our consumers and we're going to create a lot of jobs.
There's this myth out there that if we tax imports, domestic producers won't change their prices. And that's not the case. You're creating more demand for them.
So naturally, the price goes up. These tariffs did
Create a lot of jobs.
about 1,800, mostly from those foreign companies like Samsung and LG opening plants in the U.S. And a study found the U.S. collected $82 million annually. But because of those price increases, it cost consumers $1.5 billion more. So they basically paid $815,000 per job. These weren't the only tariffs Trump created in 2018. The big ones were on
Steel and aluminum.
Those were really designed to punish China for its transgressions of international trade rules.
Many studies on the 2018 tariffs found some pros, some cons. Manufacturing jobs, which were on the decline, didn't increase, but they did level out. The overall economy lost jobs, mostly in those downstream industries, and the costs of the tariffs were passed on to U.S. companies and consumers. So not great for the economy, but it did motivate U.S. companies to move out of China and made supply chains more resilient. But it didn't change much of China's behavior, and in many ways they became more aggressive.
China is a major U.S. soybean buyer, but not this year.
With 0 purchase orders right now.
I don't know how you can be that stupid. How do you get to be president and you're stupid?
We're in uncharted waters here with the tariffs. I think the market should tell us that. We don't know what impact they're going to have on the economy.
Multiple independent studies looked at the possible effects. One found it would cost the average American household $1,700 from higher prices. Another found it could cost more than 684,000 jobs. And they don't factor in how domestic goods might get more expensive, or retaliatory tariffs from other countries.
I think President Xi's a very smart guy, and I think we'll end up making a very good deal for both.
It appears China is making a very good deal, but only for themselves, completely cutting us out of it.
That farmers are on the brink of collapse, and this administration says, just give it time. Farmers don't have time to wait.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Island, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
USDA estimates farmers lost $27 billion in exports during the 2018-2019 trade war.
The president starting another round of tariff wars or trade wars. It couldn't come at a worse time.
Why did Trump think this tariff plan was going to work in 2025? When he tried it last time in 2018, farmers paid a really heavy price.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump. Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen. No.
U.S. farmers are growing some booming crops this year. They're currently harvesting soybeans, which is expected to be a record yield in 2025. But who's going to buy those soybeans? Because the U.S.'s biggest soybean customer, China, has not yet placed an order.
Overwhelmingly voted for our own demise. I was talking to my husband last night, and I have to admit that it seems a bit foolish now when you think about it like that. that we voted for something that is now putting us directly out of business.
Following the trade war of Trump's first term, China planned ahead. They invested heavily in agriculture in places like Brazil and Argentina. They were preparing for a scenario just like this.
We can't do everything that everyone wants, and some people are just going to have to accept a ham and egg sandwich without the ham.